Yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Tried to warn these niggas that I'm standing on next, oh yeah, that's right. Had to earn my riches, I ain't had shit, giving that's on my life. Had to dig real deep, talking real deep till I seen that light. I've been on.
What's up, y'all? We here at Hustle Up Podcast, and I'm very excited about the next guest we got up. What's up, DT? What you think about this next guest, brother?
It's gonna be a good one, bro. It's gonna be a good one for sure.
Interior design, man. We on the way.
Teach y'all all about a little something y'all don't know about it, man. You feel me?
What's up, y'all? We here at Hustle Up Podcast today. Interesting guest, like I told y'all before. I got Mike. What's up, man?
So,
Yeah.
how you feeling?
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you for coming to Hustle Up Podcast, man.
Thank you for having me.
For the ones who don't know, can you kind of give us an explanation, a little run around about who you is?
Straight to it, okay.
What you do? Well, what you do, kind of.
I'm an interior designer in Houston. Also, I'm a furniture curator. So, I don't know how to explain that. Basically, with design of people spaces, residential, commercial, stuff like that, creating, bringing their vision to life. And then with furniture curation, it's taking old pieces that have been forgotten, restoring them, making them new, and making them different, selling them for a profit, of course, to interesting clients who believe in interesting things.
Okay, for sure.
How long you been in interior design?
Design started when 2018. I graduated 2018 college, so I started design 2018. The furniture started 2020 during COVID.
That's what you wanted to do from the start?
Actually, I wanted to be an architect from the start.
Okay.
Growing up, I used to watch the show, and I used to watch two shows, so both of them.
What's the name of it?
So one was, I'm not gonna tell you the person. The second one was called Property Brothers, and on Property Brothers, it was two brothers, and they would sell the house, and one would design the house for the client. So that's cool. I could probably do that. And so when it got time to go to school, originally I was gonna go for architecture, then I ended up going for engineering. And then like halfway through the first semester, we had like a 15 in one class, and I was like, yeah, this ain't my shit. I was like, this is not me.
Where'd you go to college?
TSU.
Okay.
So I ended up switching to industrial design, which is kind of like interior design in a way, but more so along the product building and designing products for the home, like furniture, which is furniture creation.
Yeah.
So did that, and then 2020 hit, COVID hit, so I got laid off from my actual job, and so I ended up, I first redid my parents' house.
Cool.
And then so after I redid my parents' house, I slowly got a few clients after that, and that's kind of how I started building the portfolio to do design. And then with the furniture, I was actually buying furniture to redo my parents' house. And so the pieces I ended up not using, those are the ones I fixed, and I was like, I sell it, and like, it was selling, I was like, oh, this is a business. So I ended up taking it and then just progressing it from now. So.
I actually watched you a little bit from the ground up on social media. You know, everybody posts on social. I watched you a little bit. It was very interesting how you started all of that. So my next question is the furniture part. Take us through that.
That's just from a love of great pieces that necessarily people might look at and be like, oh, that's not shit. But it's definitely a good piece.
Yeah.
And so you find a lot of interesting pieces that have been made by amazing designers in the past, like Drexel or like Le Corbusier or something like that. So taking these pieces, restoring them, and if not, making them even better. So some of them we might end up changing the whole design of it, or changing like the actual texture of it, or we may even change the filling. So we may do like a feather down instead of a foam core, which is way softer and it's better for the body. And so that in turn, like you sell that at a profit on great websites like Cherish or First Dibs. And that's actually what I do. And so you'd be surprised how little you have to put into it and the great profit that comes out of it. So it's just, but it's all about a passion, because like things like that, they sit for a while. So they may not sell today, tomorrow. They may sell in like 4 months. They may sell in a year. So it's going to sell. But you have to be willing to be patient and wait, and also strategize correctly to do that kind of business. So it's a business.
That's actually crazy, because I was on TikTok probably like a week ago, and I seen where I believe it was a lady that bought a couch, and it was like she bought it very cheap, but come to find out it was like
it's worth a lot of money.
thousands of dollars. So yeah, that's crazy.
I think the most expensive thing that I've sold was it the Drexel or was it the Wingman? It might have been the Drexel. I think we sold it for $4,000. I only spent what, maybe $1,200 to fix it up. And do it, yeah. So it's a good business.
For somebody who wanted to look into a piece of furniture or get you to, interior design for them, where could they find you at?
Social media.
Social
For sure, that's how I got the majority of my clients. Social media. That's really the main spot. That seems to be the hitter.
What's the social media tag?
So mine will be Michael Akins Designs, and if you're looking for furniture, it'll be Madden Residence. It's a separate page for that. So.
For sure. Yeah, that's
Take me through Matt's studio a little bit.
So Mad Studio is the design studio, so that's pretty much having to do with all residential projects. So you go through that, so basically like for instance, let's say you want your home redone.
Okay.
You first reach out to me, and what we'll do is we'll have what's like a call to consultation. Sit up there, we'll go through the space, we'll measure it, you'll tell me what you like about the space, what you don't like about the space, and then after that, we walk away and we decide to do mood boards. We'll do some mood boards, we'll do some concept boards of what things should be, and once they're approved, we go into doing things like trade days. So like, let's say you want your kitchen fully remodeled. We're gonna have the tradesmen come in and give us a quote. What does that look like? What's the price for that? Once that's all set up, demo day, clean it out, get things done. After everything's fully installed, while everything is happening at the house, we're doing procurement. So at that point, we're buying the furniture that you like, the lamps, the paint, all that stuff is being done at that phase as well. And then when it's all done simultaneously, we end up with what's called install. Install is the final day where we put everything together and the space looks beautiful. We normally send you away for the weekend, and then you come back, and then once you come back, your space is brand new.
Yeah, brand new.
Yeah. So
Damn, you send them away?
no, we don't pay to send you.
Oh, okay.
We just send you away. Normally they can afford to be away.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we say, you go X, Y, and Z for the week and you come back, and by the time you come back, you're walking into a brand new house.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So do you kind of have your feet dibble and dabble into real estate a little bit, or not really? Are you interested in real estate?
It's not that I'm not interested in it. It's that that's, although we are intertwined, it's a totally separate business.
Okay, yeah, that's why I was just
So,
saying, like, I kind of.
The current project that I have is a spec home, and so with the spec home, we were building a home with the intent of selling the home.
Okay.
So there is a real estate agent involved in the project, but like,
Not just you.
there's no reason for us to communicate unless he or she wants to know what's the highlighting features of the house.
Yeah.
Like it's the kitchen, it's the master bath. You need to highlight this stone, this is terrazzo. You need to do X, Y, and Z. Like, but other than that, it's kind of like, I don't know. That's a whole different job, a whole different career to be in. But we kind of balance each other. It's like a yin and yang kind of thing. Like we have to work together to each get our leg up in the world. So
That's what I thought that was,
Mhm.
for sure. How important is it to have a team?
very important because you cannot do everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff like that I personally cannot do. Like I can't tell you whether you want a fireplace in the house. I can't tell you if that's
Yeah.
allowed. Like I don't know if we take out this beam, what's gonna happen to your house? It may cave in. I can't tell you that. Like we need to go with somebody. We need to go to the architect who can be like, yeah, that is to say, or yeah, we can take that away. So like the team is important, especially even with like the install. Having good painters, having good carpentry, and like having people who can do the things that you cannot do is really, really important. A good team to bring things in and bring things out, like a good receiver to hold the furniture for you, and when you get it, it's not going to be tore up because they haven't taken care of. Like, team is essential because without it, you'd be stressed.
Yeah.
You're working day and night,
I see
burning
that
midnight
too.
oil.
A whole bunch of weight off your shoulders.
Mhm.
So outside of Mad Studios and work and everything, who are you?
Not a good question. Who am I outside of Mad Studio? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Right now, probably no one because the business is young. So it's like I'm definitely still trying to make it what I want it to be and what I envision it to be. So that's a lot of work on the back end.
Mhm.
So, I mean, outside of that, I like jazz music, so I go to some jazz clubs, may go to dinner. I'm not gonna say I play tennis because I'm not that good, but I attempt tennis.
Okay.
Just a sport, a different kind of sport that I've never done before. That's pretty much it. Normally, I'm more so geared towards the business. If I'm not doing design, it's about the furniture. So it's very rarely any time to just chill, which is not okay, but I mean, it'll pay off in the long run.
Yeah.
At least that's my mindset.
You know that for sure.
Yeah.
It'll pay off.
That's crazy you say that. We had a guest yesterday who brought up the subject of chilling. She said it's necessary for rest days.
Mm-hmm.
She says it's necessary to get you a good rest day, good, weekend, vacations,
And something like that.
Yeah.
I guess that might be true.
Yeah.
I ain't there yet.
You a Gemini, right?
Yeah.
Gemini twin. That's my Gemini brother.
Okay.
We don't do no rest.
I'm a Scorpio,
Ain't no rest.
so-
Ain't no rest.
Yeah.
So I understand
I
that.
agree with that. There's no rest.
Influence right now. What influence you to get up every day and do what you do? Cause not everybody do interior designs.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure some days you like, man, I don't feel like doing this today.
Mhm.
So, what's getting you out? What's getting you out of bed?
Well, I guess that's a lot to do with creating opportunities for the next person. Because there's not a lot of black people in design. There's definitely not a lot of black men in design,
Yeah,
especially not in
at
the
all.
city. So it's like you have to be that stepping stone for someone to see to be able to pursue it, even if they're better than you. Like my career could stop today, but if somebody came and was like, "Oh yeah, this person did it," that now motivates the next person to get up and do it because now they have an example. No matter how far I went, I'm still an example. And so that's one. And then also just being able to pursue your passion relentlessly. Like being able to do, because if I didn't do what I wanted to do, think how miserable I would be. If I just did a regular 9 to 5 that I didn't like,
Yeah.
and sure the bills might be paid, but I'm just like, damn, I had no purpose. I'm not pursuing the passion. I think a lot of people need to pursue their passion relentlessly. Even if that means some days you are going to struggle, some days you may go without. In the long run, you will have what you want. You will then pursue and achieve the goal that you set out to do. So, I guess that's what it is.
Where do you see yourself in your business in the next 10 years?
Next 10 years, I see a very nice studio downtown.
Okay.
Very nice.
Midtown?
Now I'm thinking more so the Heights. More so
Okay.
the Heights,
Okay.
or downtown.
You trying to go out?
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking like a 3-story building.
Oh,
Be the
yeah.
show floor at the bottom, the office in the middle.
Okay,
Hopefully
okay.
a nice loft for me at the top.
Yeah, you got you hooked
So,
up already.
You know, something real nice with the back being used as the warehouse for the furniture. Like that's kind of the envision goal is to being a big powerhouse in the city to where you see the name of Mad Studio with Mad in residence. Like
That's
you
hard.
see.
You got your
Live
grand.
jazz band.
That would be nice for the opening. Not every day that might get expensive.
Okay,
but
okay.
for the opening that would be nice.
What jazz bands are you listening to?
It just depends. Are we talking like old school or new school?
Whatever
or-
you like.
So like new school is a group called Kuroko Oko, which is really good. It's a group out in London. All black, all minorities, but they're like killing the scene. So I really like them right now. And then also, as far as the old heads, it just depends. Like they have Bill Webster, they have Paul Desmond, like they have Stan Getz. Like it's a lot out there like to listen to. You just gotta find that.
You
niche.
don't listen to no rap, huh?
Oh yeah. Like J. Cole is my favorite.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, J. Cole's my favorite, and then I've started to develop a taste for DDG, even though
Oh yeah.
I think he's pretty good.
That's
for
hard.
So,
I ain't
yeah,
never heard nobody brought him up in the
Me,
rap scene.
yeah, me either. Me
Yeah,
either.
but I like his music. It's a little good. I've been listening to it in the gym lately. So DDG, who else am I really just messing with? I like Moneybagg Yo because I like his flow.
Yeah.
That's another gym person I can really
Oh,
listen to.
yeah?
That's really
Hey,
good.
Mike.
I wasn't expecting that.
Me either.
No, okay. Yeah, I like Moneybagg for sure.
Yeah, that's
I know
another-
for sure you listen to Brent.
I love Brent Fayez, yeah, very much so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you and Asia got that in common for sure.
Mhm.
Tell me about Brent, cause I never got to get into Brent. I'm sorry, I
Brent is
can't.
amazing.
Brent?
Brent Fayez.
Yeah. Oh, hey, yo.
I just want you to.
She said, "What's going on?"
No, that is a very, very talented artist. A very talented man. Is he toxic? Maybe so. I do not know. But I resonate with him in some days.
So-
But he's a very good R&B artist, and I think that he has good vocals. Yeah.
Somebody that you can listen to every day.
Yeah. I think I do listen to him pretty much every day.
Oh
At least a
yeah,
song or two.
he number one. He damn the number one, Mike.
Yeah. I don't know if he's number one.
That's what you say.
Could I have a top 3 artists, any genre of music? Just your top 3 favorite artists.
That's hard.
You could add your jazz too.
Let me see. So, one would still be J. Cole.
Oh yeah, he number one. He number one.
Damn, this is hard. Because I listen to a lot of music. J. Cole, I'm gonna say Johnny Hodge and the Hodgington. That's an old jazz group. I like him. And then I'm gonna say John Coltrane.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't heard of that one in a
He's a
minute.
jazz musician. He's listening.
Yeah, for sure I do. For real.
Yeah, that's a good man.
You talked about your parents.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're important to you, but tell me a little bit about them.
As far as like,
Just their life, how they made you the man you are today.
allowed freedom. I would say
Oh,
that they've
okay.
allowed freedom, creativity. Even when they didn't get the vision, they may have expressed that they did not get the vision, but they still allowed me to pursue the vision. So I will say I'm grateful for that, because most parents, again, design is a career that most Black people sadly have not been able to afford or have the knowledge of. So something like that in their minds is like, it doesn't make any money. And in their mind, that don't make any money. Like, why would you do a job that does not make any money? So I guess just allowing me the opportunity to see it through. Now, if it would have failed, they probably would have been like, yeah, you need to go ahead and get you something. But like, it did not fail through, but they still allowed me the opportunity to try and figure it out. So I will say that on that aspect, they did very well with it.
Blessed and highly favored.
Mhm.
So that's great to hear.
Yeah.
My next question for you is motion. How big are you with motion? Like
Motion is
like moving around, like doing activities. Like
we stay in motion.
so how big is you in motion?
It's constant. Like you. This is the job where you constantly and like also we did a lot of fabrics, patterns, textures. So like you can see it online, but I need to see it in person. What does this look like actually in person? Because it could be pink online, but you get over here and it's like a plum color. I don't what is that? We didn't order that. Take that back. But now we gotta wait 7 months to get this same piece that we took us 7 months to get. So like you constantly have to be in speed of what's happening. Like I'm constantly on the go. Like even today, on a Sunday, I'm on the go. What can I find? What can I seek? Like so in this business there's not a lot of laying around and lounging around. I wish it was, but I mean most of the time I sit is in a meeting. Yeah, most of the time foot to the ground, walking, we doing something.
You always in a meeting?
Not always, no.
Oh, okay.
But when they in there, like yesterday, I had to cancel my plans because we had an emergency meeting. We had to get the flooring together because the HOA needs to know about the flooring. All right, let's make it happen. But that's just kind of what it is. Like sometimes you gotta spare the moment, you gotta pivot, and that's I think any entrepreneur has to learn how to pivot because even not necessarily in the business, in the career that you're pursuing. What you're doing may not be working, but you need to pivot to the next thing. What does work? What's familiar to that works? What's the new strategy? What's the new game plan? You've been doing X, Y, and Z for days. You ain't got no money out of that. What you doing? Like, what's the next thing? Yeah. So you have to learn how to pivot in that. So
have you worked with any like celebrities, like any big time?
One day.
Anybody reached out to you?
No, one day.
Nobody.
I wish.
No, keep working.
You there though?
Mm-hmm.
You there where you need to be. I want to talk about college life a little bit, but I don't want to actually talk about college life. I want to ask you, are you against? Well, I know you're not against going to college because that's where you went, but are you against people saying college is a waste of time?
A little bit. And the reason why I say that is because when you decide to elevate in life and elevate in business, especially a business that you are not used to being in or being around, or there's nobody like you around it, you have to know how to deal with different kinds of people. And I'm not just talking about race, I'm talking about people's personalities.
Yeah, I know.
And if you're in your same neighborhood all your life, and you know the same people all your life, you only know certain kind of people. You don't know some. You may know these very strong, independent people, but you don't know so-and-so who's emotionally unavailable and don't know how to get their emotions out of it. Focus on, like you have to know how to deal with the people that you're dealing with. And college teaches you that because in college it is a melting pot. You're dealing with everyone. You're dealing with so many people, and you're learning their personalities, and you're learning how to deal with them, maneuver them, and make sure that you're not doing or saying the wrong thing. And I think that is where college comes in, because it does that. It also builds connections. And yes, you can
Okay.
make a life without connections. You can definitely do that. That's okay. You can do that. But who doesn't want to make life a little bit easier? Like, who does not want to make? And then that's a part of also networking across. Like, you went to college with, Joe Schmo, and guess what? Joe Schmo now owns a construction company, and he's like, oh, I'm going to start building spec homes. Who does the fixtures, finishes, and plumbing? I can't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, let me call Michael.
I went to college with him.
I went to college with Michael. Let me call Michael. I know he does that. Like, these connections, and not saying you cannot get these connections outside of that, but I'm just saying college has been a big influence in that for me. And also, it's been a big influence in teaching me that how to maneuver in a room that it's only me, how to be humble in a room where it's only me, and how to still be able to ask the uncomfortable questions of how do I do X, Y, and Z, because I need to know this. Versus saying, oh, I got it, I know it, knowing that I don't. Teaching me how it's important, how presentation is important. Like, people do perceive you a certain way when they first see you. What is that?
For sure.
So I think that it is important, especially if you want to go into some kind of business or you want to study some kind of like law. I mean, of course, law, you gotta have degrees, you gotta go to school. But like, want to be an entrepreneur, stuff like that. I think that is somewhat important. And if you feel like that's not the route for you, then I definitely recommend you get you a mentor. But also make sure that mentor is for you and not there to stifle you.
Yeah.
So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Nah, that's a great statement for sure. Cause I was actually asking that for me. Cause 4 years ago when I graduated, I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was like, college is a waste of time, for sure. And everybody in my circle was on the same type of motion. So like you said, them connections matter. Like what we doing right now, like connections could have been better.
Television and film.
Yeah. So I 100% agree with you on that one for sure. Like I ain't gonna lie, they wrong with Bill up though. So that's hard, Mike.
Something else you said I wanted to touch. On was the dealing with the different attitudes from different people, from different cultures, and all that, because that's something. Well, we both have to actually work on at our job, because we deal with a bunch of different. We're dealing with drivers from this place. So it's like one might come in happy with the world, and the other one might have just,
like fuck y'all.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of, sometimes it be difficult to kind of keep the composure.
And you have to check yourself to know, okay, first of all, this anger that's directed towards me is not about me.
It's not about me.
So I'm still gonna be like, you have a wonderful day with
You gotta kill him with kindness.
You good with that?
And that's it.
You gotta kill him with kindness.
And I learned that from a very
Yeah, you good with that, man.
That's it. You do that and you keep it pushing, because guess what? You may see them 20 years down the road, or they may see you 20 years down the road, and you may be this, or they may be this big shot, but they gonna remember that they may not remember what they said to you, but they will remember that you were nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, it's a nice guy right there.
And so it's sometimes about, and people always about me. Sometimes you have to crawl so the next generation can walk, and I think that is often lost among.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's lost among us. A lot of us don't believe that. It's about us, and it's not always the case. Yes, it's about you, but still you need to, I guess, make the progression for the next generation to walk in and be successful in that walk. So yeah.
I agree with that, because a lot of people only thinking about themselves right now, not even thinking about, like, you messing it up for the next generation. Like, that's for everything, NBA wise, all of that. So I 100% agree with you on that one again. So we got a few more questions before we get you out of there.
This one?
Mike, how important is keeping the main thing?
Break that down for me.
Like not having no side distractions. Like, how are you able to manage all of that?
I don't think there is anything wrong with. Well, there is something wrong with the distraction. But I mean, should you be focused? Yes, but you should allow some time to breathe. And that's
So, do you do that?
Yes and no.
Okay, so we getting somewhere now, T.Y.
Because that's where they're going out with friends and they're going to the jazz clubs and the attempting tennis. Like, that's where that comes in. That's me decompressing and leaving design on the side. But there's always that part of me that's like, we need to scale this business. Like, we need to be doing X, Y, and Z. We need to have our foot on the net, because it's not right now. It's not there, and so Is that wrong? Yes, because we grew up in this whole hustle culture where everything is hustle, hustle, hustle. But I am learning to enjoy the moment a little bit more. That time away can sometimes produce the best idea or the best energy. You can be sitting out to eat and I could be looking, I don't know, I'm in a random restaurant and I may see a channel, I'm like, oh, that would look great, but it would look great with a different leg, a different fabric, with a different bag. Oh, boom. But sometimes you need that step away to get the clarity to think. So, yes and no.
Do you think about marriage?
Yes.
Okay. How soon?
I was thinking like yesterday.
Okay, right. Okay.
But it's
So there's somebody out there.
It's all in God's timing.
Okay.
That's
That future, that is in your future.
Yeah.
So, 'cause
How can I build a life for a home life and I ain't got no home
That's
life?
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Practicing to get yours 100%.
Yeah, so it's in the head, but it's all about timing. It's all about one making sure I have set up the right life for him.
So you ain't rushing nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Can't rush the bride.
I see that.
Can't rush the bride.
That's great, Mike. That's
Yeah.
great.
Well, no, man, that's all we got for you today, man. Appreciate you
That was
for
easy. All right.
coming in. Yeah, it wasn't too hard, man. We like to keep it, simple, like to dig into the guests a little bit. But thank you for coming. Thank you for having
Well, I have a question for y'all. What are y'all's
I'm
passions?
glad you asked.
Because y'all didn't mention what your passions were.
Oh, well, my passion. I don't know. Like, something I like to do, or
What is it you see yourself doing for a living?
right now, music.
Okay. And then you?
It's gonna be surprising to you, but I want to be an actor. I ain't
Just
lying to
saying.
you.
Okay.
I want to be an actor. I want to actually travel the world.
Mm-hmm.
In my type of time, though, if you know what I'm saying.
I know.
Like, I don't want to be on nobody else's time. I want to be on my time.
But you an
Like,
actor.
when you say that 9 to 5, I don't want to do that no more. I want
You want to be on your own time.
I want to be
But
on
as
my
an
own
actor,
time.
you're not
But
always
as
on
an
your
actor,
own time.
but it's gonna get that way sooner or
After
later.
the first day.
Yeah, but
I got you.
Tyler
but
Perry.
Tyler,
Yeah, his
Tyler
own time.
Perry on his own time. But I know there's some steps I have to get to myself to get there. Like, I still got to go to acting class. I still got to know the routes. So I got to start somewhere, and that's it.
So then let me ask you, can you honestly say with everything you're doing right now that you're pursuing what you want to do relentlessly?
No,
Okay. No?
nah.
And so what's stopping you?
I like that, Mike.
We talked about it yesterday. Kind of scared. I'm scared.
Scared of what?
What other people think.
Oh, that's foolish. What's yours?
Be real with you. Like you said, connections. Connections. I ain't know what I wanted to do 4 years ago when I got out of high school. I'm just now knowing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying it ain't too late for me to go to college, but I just feel like I'm trying to take another route. If you get
So
I'm
what would
saying.
be the other route? I'm pause the question. Let's go back to you.
Yeah. I mean,
You said you were scared of what people think. What is it that you're scared of them thinking? Because they always gonna think something. So
Yeah,
it's
people
like
always gonna
you can be
think
the best thing in the world. Somebody gonna say, "Well, he ain't really nothing." So what is it that's really? What is who? Let me see. 'Cause you say you care what people think. Who specifically do you care what they think?
mainly people that know me in my past. People that know me. Like I'm kind of scared of criticism. Let me say that. Like, because I have high hopes for myself. So hearing something bad, I haven't really built up that to kind of take the negativity and turn it into food to keep going. I haven't really structured that yet to learn how to do that with my music yet.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of a deeper explanation.
Yeah, because the last thing, let me say that, I guess, the last thing you want to do is care about what the people who used to know you think about you. Because they are always going to compare you to who you used to be. They will never see you for the now. All they're going to say is, oh, you acting different. I remember when you was X, Y, and Z. When you was running up and down the street. Like, those will be your least supporters, I promise you.
No, for sure.
Those are the last people you should care what they know. They will never like your story, but they'll always be your story.
Mike
That's
Owens.
deep. That's crazy. I got something else to put in my notes today.
Anyway, back to you. So, you're saying you want to go back in a different route. What's the different route?
We on it right now. Hustle
The route.
podcast.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
Like I said, basically everything I asked you, 100% was for me. Starting with the connection thing to the hold on, you just said something else. Lifetime friendships, like all of that taking in place. Cause right now I need a team. I ain't nothing without a team, so
Very true.
I'm just building it up, trying to build up the craft. I feel like once this blow, it'll open opportunities for each and every one of us. So
And you need more than one team. You do know that, right? So, is this your team as far as like business and personal?
no.
Okay.
But this is step though.
Okay. I mean, you don't have to separate the two if you don't have to.
Yeah.
I have two only because my friends who are lifetime friends who support me with everything, they have careers of their own. They do totally different things. So it's like it's not like they. Well, sometimes they do get up in there and lift that furniture. I ain't gonna lie. But as far as like the other stuff, it's like I don't expect them to do that. But they are a support system to where it's like there may be days like, damn, I really just cannot do this. They are the support team that I go to. They're the crew that I'm with. So I mean, it's great to have the balance. So I will say when you say you need a team, I think that you need two teams. One that is building as far as the career realm, and then one that's building as a friendship to where we are all trying to succeed and meet our goals. And that may just be one and the same. That's okay too.
Yeah.
Just make sure you have both.
I appreciate that, Mike. For
Yeah.
sure. Learned a lot just talking to you at 30, 40 minutes. We enjoy your time. I hate my whole team wasn't here to hear this because it was great. For
A
sure.
lot of knowledge.
We appreciate you for coming
Thank
on.
you for having me.
We'll be happy to have you on again anytime.
Okay, just let me know.
Shout your Instagram and stuff out for the people again.
So the Instagram for the business is Michael Akins Designs, and then for the furniture is Madden Residence. So,
Then when I get my big downtown apartment, man, I know who I can come to
Right,
and get it
so
first.
I got
ready to pay.
Hey,
Yeah,
I'm finna
sure.
tap in with them too, y'all. Y'all just don't know. But Hustle Up team, we tuning out.